Captain's log. Stardate right now. We've embarked on a mission into space to discover new information, and I have brought my steadfast crew with me.
Personal log, Lieutenant Posa. We're supposed to go on another mission today. From 0600 to 1800. I plan to do science, but I guess this'll do.
Lieutenant Agug, personal log. Man, there's a lot of fine ass on this ship. I wonder who I'm gonna meet next. This mission sounds interesting. I guess.
Personal log, Lieutenant Savia Shakal. Embarking on a new mission today, waiting for update from Captain... What the fuck's your name again?
Takav.
Personal log, Lieutenant Savia Shakal. Embarking on new mission today, waiting for update from Captain Takav.
It is the night rotation, and everything is quiet. You're all on the bridge right now, and at your respective stations, each of you having agreed to work a few extra hours since the crew complement isn't exceptionally large on the Komodo. It's a bit before 0000 hours when the ship is pinged by a buoy broadcasting a message. So where are you all? Like, what are you doing on the bridge? What's your respective stations?
Let's see, I'm engineering, so I guess I'm at ops. What does engineering do on the bridge?
Yeah, what's the thing that Worf's always at behind the captain's seat?
Well, he's tactical.
Oh, that's true.
So that's where
I would be.
Agug would be.
Yeah.
So you're at tactical. I guess I would be helm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, I'm at the helm.
I'd be on, like, scanners and shit.
Right. Yeah, and Heather's Agug is at the... So the scanners and shit are kind of like all over, right? They're like behind, around, all those panels on the back of the bridge, I feel like.
Yeah.
Are you on the bridge right now, Takov?
All of you are.
Are you, though?
Oh, well...
Captain?
Is Takov?
No, the captain's sleeping right now.
Okay.
None of you are a red shirt. Nobody's a commander. So we'll say there's a lieutenant commander on board. There's a red shirt just sitting in the captain's chair. We'll come up with a name. It's definitely not Mackenzie or the other name. McKinley. It's not Mackenzie or McKinley.
You attempted to use 8 times last episode.
Rogers.
Lieutenant Commander Rogers. And she turns around to, I guess it would be whoever's at comms. She says, "Answer that hail." And I assume that whoever's at comms answers the hail.
Is that me or Danny? Or no, is that Heather?
I'm doing the helm. It would be you, Posa.
It would? Okay. Yes, Captain. Yes, no, less. What do I call you?
You just say Lieutenant Commander. So you just could call her ma'am. Or sir.
Oh, okay.
Commander.
Yes, sir.
A transmission begins playing over the comm, but it's crackled and difficult to make out. A male voice speaks in halting English. And it's hard to hear over the crackling and the static, but what you can make out is, "Beware the children." And it repeats this phrase over and over again, but provides no other message.
Fuck that. And we're going somewhere else. Helm, take us about. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what's the keystrokes for
warning.
GTFO?
So it appears to be, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys want to scan the buoy or anything?
Well, I mean, yes, right? We're Starfleet. We're not going to run away because we're supposed to fear children, although we do fear children.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'll not run, but I'll walk from comms to one of the, scanning stations.
Mhm.
And
I assume scanners can be accessed from any panel
Yes.
on the ship, to
Yep.
be
well,
honest.
I'm going to pretend and act like I walked 2 fucking feet somewhere else. How about that?
There you go.
All right.
So you can.
You do you.
I'm not going to make you roll for this. It's a standard buoy. It's just a broadcast buoy, that people usually drop in the middle of somewhere if they want to relay a message. Starfleet typically leaves these type of buoys when they're trying to warn someone of a certain situation. Usually Starfleet gives more information on why you would want to warn them. It would probably broadcast some sort of technical documents along with a voice message, but all this buoy is broadcasting is this voice message, and it's very degraded. So
And it's playing on repeat.
It's playing on repeat. It doesn't give you any coordinates. It doesn't tell you where these children to beware of are. It literally gives you no information other than to beware the children. So
Shall we scan for nearby planets, planetoids, ships, the vicinity?
Children, all of those. I would how old is this buoy?
So the buoy that's a really good question. The buoy is, I would say...
I stumped you, Captain.
How old are these children now?
Are they children?
No longer.
So the buoy itself, you can get a date on, and it is... Okay, well, whatever the star date is, that it is about the time of the famous Captain Kirk. However many years ago that was. And this is post Voyager.
If we're post Voyager, that's 400 years or...
Yeah,
I don't know if it's 100 or 200 years, yeah. Or 300 years, yeah, exactly. So you're probably looking, maybe not Kirk, maybe 200 years old.
Okay.
It's an old buoy. It's been there for a while. Old tech, not Starfleet.
Okay.
So the children are dead now, don't worry.
Not Starfleet. Okay, so we need to see if there's ships, planets, any other buoys, something in the vicinity that, I guess... do we want to scan for stuff, or do we want to scan for life signs on these things?
Well, I think you can do both.
You could scan for both.
Okay. Scan for both.
Scan.
Yeah.
Let's do a scan.
So give me a, I guess, computer use roll?
Oh, I'm gonna roll some dice. Computer use. Oh, it's not very high.
Anyone can do it. It doesn't have to just be you.
She's on a roll.
But she is a skill monkey, isn't she?
I only got 11.
So that's enough. You pick up it's kind of on the edge of your sensor range, however far that way that is. A ship. It's definitely a ship. It's definitely just sort of floating. Doesn't seem to be moving about. You don't have a lot of information, but you do definitely detect some sort of vessel on the perimeter of your scan range.
Susie, would you describe this vessel as adrift?
From the information you have on an 11 roll, maybe?
Oh, okay, interesting.
You're not sure. You don't detect any recent warp signatures or anything like that. There's none of those classic signatures of a ship moving through the area recently. So
no power signatures, no trail.
You don't really have enough information because apparently for whatever reason it's on the edge of the scanning perimeter. You got to get closer to get more information.
I'm going to roll as well. Let's see if an adult can do a scan here.
Oh, you.
Oh, not me. No.
That's what you get.
I got a 3, so.
Oh, yeah. You were you're convinced that ship is Federation. It's fine. It's been waiting for you. They probably have a
ice cream.
Yeah, and I was going to say a Sunday buffet. Yeah.
Is that an ice cream truck? I don't know.
And a holodeck. The whole thing is a holodeck.
Wait, if you were to roll this, I don't see science anywhere.
It's computer use.
Computer.
Oh, computer use. Oh, I don't have anything.
Oh wait,
computer use.
with my computer use modifier, I got a 6.
Are you saying I could just roll a die?
Yeah, roll a die and add your
Regardless?
computer use to it.
Okay. I have nothing in computer use.
That's fine. Maybe you'll get a
Roll a
high
die.
roll.
Yeah.
That's a 4.
Oh,
Oh.
so you don't have a lot of
Why that's a
information. You don't really know who the ship belongs to. You don't know what type of ship it is, but you do know that there's a vessel out there. And you just got you got to get a little closer to really give it a good scan.
Well, I'm
What-
at the helm.
What's your
Yeah,
scan
helm.
is picking up is a lot of metal, right? And that would
Yeah.
lead you to believe that it's a ship.
Permission to approach, Commander.
Yeah, I think we should definitely check this out. Let's get in a little closer and see if we can figure out what's going on with this. Very
Shall I proceed at
creepy
half
buoy.
impulse?
Yes. Please proceed at half
God.
impulse.
You fucking
Hear
suit.
that smile on your face. when you said that.
So you get
So I'm doing that.
you get a little bit closer, right? And as you start to approach what you believe to be a ship, the soft beeping of an incoming hail echoes through the bridge.
Incoming message, Commander.
Yes, answer it.
Beep beep.
A soft whimpering fills the air, but there's no visual on screen.
Oh god.
After a few moments, you hear the sound of someone shushing another person, and the whimpering stops.
Fuck.
There's a monster on our ship.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Please come help us. And with that, the signal cuts off abruptly.
No, I don't want to.
It's a child. We must help them.
What is that sultry? What is that sultry child talk? I don't understand.
Agug, you just want to fuck the ghost, okay?
She heard how good it was from Crusher, so.
Oh, God. No, ma'am.
I don't believe it was good enough.
Didn't look good.
She also read Bev's grandma's erotic diaries.
Gross.
So what does Commander Rogers want
So
us
the
to do? Are
Commander
we gonna-
Rogers says, well, this is very strange. Doesn't help that it's now basically midnight, and, well, Starfleet's not one to let anyone stay in peril, so full impulse in the direction of that ship. And give me another scan on it, would you?
Yes,
I'm
Commander.
on it. When you're in space, is midnight still the scariest time?
I don't know,
got
is it?
I got a 16, Susie.
That's good. So your scan reveals a small derelict ship drifting listlessly through space. There's only a faint power sign, and there are some faint life signs. You pick up about, I would say, a dozen faint, very, very, very faint life signs.
Are they humans or humanoids?
They are actually, and as you're scanning the ship, you realize you actually get the ship name and enough information to pull up on the details on the ship. This ship was once the home of a science expedition from the Deltans. You know the Deltans because Lieutenant Ilea from Star Trek The Motionless Picture, the bald gal, she was a
The
Deltan.
motionless picture?
Yeah, the Star
think
Trek The
that's
Motion Picture.
A joke?
Oh,
You might call a joke.
So Deltans are known for their telepathic abilities, and they have sworn an oath of pseudo-celibacy. They won't sleep with any other people other than other Deltans because they are too alluring to other creatures, and they're
Heather, would you like to beam down?
Immediately.
Let Agug take care of this.
Sexy bald chicks on that vessel.
Heyo.
Yeah, so what you know is this is the crew, this was a scientific Deltan expedition vessel. And you don't really, it's actually something like, at this point, several hundred years old. It's been drifting in space, doesn't look real great. Nobody's really come across it, though, so it's in other than disrepair. It still has faint power signatures and some faint life signs, so...
Commander, do we feel like maybe this is something we should contact the captain about? I do realize she is sleeping, but we're about to maybe go on to another ship.
I think it's definitely Starfleet protocol to wake the captain in this regard. We can't issue a boarding party without the captain.
This is pretty straightforward. I mean, what we've got here is an old ship with probably some...
A 700-year-old ship with people still living on it?
Well, it's about 200 years old, and the people who are living on it, they're probably scavengers, right? They're probably... So what I feel like we got here is just an SOS from some people who have made this ship their home, and they've run out of supplies. I don't think we need to wake the captain for it. It's really not that big of a deal.
Is this Susie or Rogers talking?
That's Rogers. That's Rogers.
Rogers sounds like a pussy. We need to wake the captain.
No, Roger's like, go on that haunted ship.
Yeah,
go on.
She's like, there's nothing wrong with this ship. It's pretty by the book. Probably just some displaced refugees who, need some help.
Before we got here, there was a buoy that said, "Beware the children." I don't know if who was talking to us from this weird derelict old ship was children. It sounded like children, but I'm gonna go ahead and fucking beware these children. So if we don't talk to the captain, I'm not going anywhere.
I think we should wake Takov as well.
Well, the commander's not going to wake the captain because she feels this is fairly routine. And she's ready
to... All right,
to...
Rogers, tell us what the fuck we're supposed to do then.
She's like, you know what? I want to put together a small party to go talk to these refugees. And,
like Gug, 3 people, would you say?
A Gug, Shakel, and Izael. I think based on the reports I read about you on your previous mission, I think this is right in your wheelhouse. Would you just go touch base with these poor refugees and see what sort of help they need?
Are you one of the children we're supposed to beware of? Because this is real fishy.
Yeah, it sounds like Rogers got possessed by the ghost of one of these children, but all right. This is Starfleet. This is Starfleet, so we don't question our commanders, despite all the facts.
Who is taking over helm and comms and shit?
Just some,
we don't have to worry about it.
Just some, lieutenant junior grades just fill in your positions, no problem. As soon as you step away, there's some nerds just to fill your positions right away.
We've been standing in the background this whole time.
Yeah, just waiting. We're like, finally, my time to shine.
Okay, in character, I say, yes, Commander. And so let's go get outfitted.
You can, if you want to, you could do a little bit more research on the ship before you leave.
Well, I clearly want to do that.
So I would say that is a... gather information roll. Who has that? Who has the best gather information?
+1.
Are we beaming down or are we taking a shuttle? I got a 4.
Yeah, Danny, you probably have the best. You'll beam in.
Okay. Oh fuck. I got a 10.
Okay, well, I mean, that's not a failure. That'll give you some information. You kind of extract some of the logs from the ship, and what you know is that the the Deltan leading this expedition was named Tav. Takov and Tav. I know they sound really similar.
You're doing a classic Star Trek thing where you're naming the characters in the episode all the same thing. Right? That's fine.
So this is Captain Tav's ship and his wife Liz, and they had 2 children, Oz and Orn, and they were doing some research on the nearby planets, and their latest logs before basically no more logs. Captain Tav talks about a species he's dubbed SS-212.
SS-212.
Yep. And he mentions, some basic properties. It's a herbivore, sort of plant-based creature that seems to have some interesting abilities, and they're really excited about having found it because they feel like this species can really complement Deltan society, even though it looks rudimentary at first glance. And then after that, there's not really much more information. So,
can I roll, or can I just ask you to see if I know anything about this species, considering it's plant-based?
Yeah, you have never heard of it. Even if you rolled a 30, you flip through all your notes, and you've never heard of species SS212. As far as you can tell, any record of species 212 exists solely on this ship and nowhere else.
Okay, well, I'm now intrigued, but I'm still scared, and I don't want to go.
Susie, can I use any of my psi powers to kind of like feel what's up? Do I feel hostility or fear from them?
But not this far away. Your psi powers, you need to be a little bit closer, like on the ship.
Okay. Fair play.
Yeah. Or the ships would have to be so close, right? You'd have to be basically within docking distance of the two ships, and these ships aren't built to dock to each other except for like extreme cases. So it's not something that they're going to do.
All right. Well, I grab my garage door opener, and I'm ready to beam in with my tricorder.
Shakel and Agug, we're supposed to beware Oz and Orn. I hope you know that. Those are the children.
I'm a beware.
Okay.
But we do have to still go down there. I mean, I got my garage door opener, so I'm ready. I'm ready for this shit.
She's ready.
I'm not afraid of a couple of children.
How are you feeling?
You say that now, Agug. Do we need to outfit in any, like, anti-gravity shit? Or, it's... Okay.
The ship has...
Is there atmosphere?
The ship has basically enough atmosphere to house, like, living creatures of your type. It's not huge. It's not like it's thriving with oxygen and atmosphere, but it basically has just enough to keep probably under 20 people alive.
Oh, I was going to say exactly 3 people alive. Let's not bring the doctor.
Yeah. Is it possible for me to do another scan of trying to hone in on possible plant life on this ship?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead, give me what would that be? I would probably say a computer use check. Yeah, give me another computer use check.
13.
So, you detect about these 12 life signs, but none of them really... you detect a bunch of actual, like, Deltan life signs. They're not very strong, very weak. But other than that, there's nothing that really jumps out at you that might be a species SS212.
Okay. All right.
Are we ready?
I guess.
Should we have Chief McKinley probably beam us down?
It's Transporter Chief. Wait, the doctor was Mackenzie, and the Transporter Chief is McKinley, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the doctor was Scottish, and the Transporter Chief is French.
I'm sorry. Could you do this? Right. Could you do the doctor's accent again for us?
Well, the doctor's not here.
But I know. But maybe I'm just gonna call him up and just ask him, like. If there's anything.
It's a her.
Oh, is everyone on the ship a her? Question.
Mostly.
Okay.
There's some dudes around.
What is feminine dudes?
Dr. Mackenzie's first name?
Celia.
I love your improv, Susie. I will not call Dr. Celia right now. I'll just give you a break.
Okay, who are we going to see?
So you're going to the transporter room?
McKinley?
Transporter room.
Chief Transporter McKinley is there waiting for you? She's that's a man. We did establish that Chief Transporter McKinley, I think, is a dude.
The chief transporter. Number one head transporter McKinley. McKinley. Probably Roger McKinley, right?
Hey, McKinley. How's it going?
Oh, I don't know what French people sound like.
Oh, oui.
You could be a French descent.
Would you like to transport down to the planet? That's not what French people sound like at all.
That's what the manliest guy on the ship sounds like.
You don't have to have a French accent. You can just be a French descent. It's okay.
Just think of
McKinley is not French.
He has the French equivalent of Captain Picard's French accent.
There you go. British.
From the same town. Everybody had a British accent.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Chief Transporter McKinley, he'll and he'll transport you down to.
Wow. Please let him always and only say wee wee.
He'll transport you over to this Delton ship, and you.
Here we go.
Transport.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. That's what she will sound
Mario.
Like.
Holy shit.
I just want everyone to know that I'm beaming down to the ship, like, with my shit drawn, like, all action stance.
Like Discovery.
You're ready to
just like the girls in Discovery.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So you all...
I would agree with that shit. I have a flashlight. I'm fucking...
Do you have one of those palm ones that takes an entire hand to use?
Yeah. I have one with my phaser and one with my flashlight, and they're just out and just circling around at random.
Random.
Yeah, that came out weird.
Agug, how you phasing
doing?
I mean, like, I got one hand in my pocket.
The other one smoking a cigarette?
The other hand on my phaser, you know.
Too cool.
I'm ready, but chill.
Yeah.
All right.
Our shades on.
She'll kick a
These
kid.
ladies are pretty excited, but they're excited enough for all of us.
Right.
Yeah.
You beam over to this Delton ship, and you beam into the transporter room, which is actually quite a large room, sort of a sweeping sort of large room, not the cramped. You don't know anything about Delton ships, really. None of you do. So you don't know if this is a standard transporter. This is a standard ship or not. But it's a little bit more ornate than any Starfleet vessel. There's a lot of decorations, even in the transporter room, right? There's some, I guess, not paintings, whatever the 24th century equivalent of paintings are. Just pictures on the wall, right? Of
they could still be paintings.
They're not. I mean, if they're paintings, they're probably replicated, right?
Okay, so like 3D printed.
Yeah.
Paintings
of just space, right? Space and planets, all that sort of stuff. So you beam in. Seems sort of weird, out of place, not very normal, like by Federation standards. But there you are.
Do we see like any tech stations? Anything I can tell is a panel, a computer station?
I mean, there's a panel. There's your standard teleport, your transporter panel.
I'm gonna see what I can access.
Is it clean? Or is it like creepy dusty?
It is dusty. It is creepy dusty.
Okay.
So this isn't a Delton ship, though, is it? I thought it was that sexy Ilia species.
That's Deltons.
That is Deltons?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes?
Hello?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thought we lost you.
No. Those are Deltons.
Okay.
Lieutenant Ilia is a Delton. This is a Delton science exploration vessel.
Okay, but it's SS-212 that we believe is currently inhabiting ship.
Well, so there's something suspicious about that particular species. Yeah. We don't know anything about it. It was just in the logs.
Okay.
And then the logs ended.
They encountered that species and then ended the log.
Yeah.
Okay. So what can I access on the panel? Anything? Can I get logs? Can I get...
You can get the ship schematics, for sure, easily.
Perfect.
Pulling that up.
But all of the logs, other than the ones you've already downloaded, are, I would say, mysteriously absent. You know that any scientific researcher would have kept more logs than this, and they just end after a certain point.
Say 200-ish years ago?
Something like that.
Okay.
And from did we hear the last log?
The last log
Okay.
was the excitement over this discovery of species SS212 and what they thought, Captain Tov thought it meant for the Deltans as a whole.
But no indication of what went wrong.
No.
Okay.
Can we look up anything in their system about species 212 from here?
It's the same problem, right? You know there should be information. It's just not there.
It's just not there. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, it almost looks like, based on not going to make you roll, you're all lieutenants, it looks like there was information and it was wiped based on the weird discrepancies and holes, right, that are left around.
Okay.
Around about 200 years ago. So.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to first download that schematic into my Palm Pilot, and then I'm going to use my psi powers to see if I can sense any entities on this vessel.
Give me you have a psi power check. Where is that? It is. I filled it in by hand, I think, on the bottom.
Psycraft at the bottom?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, roll me a Psycraft check.
If interested, I got a 17.
Okay. So you reach out with your mind and you gently probe around the ship. And you're not really able to connect with anything because there's not anything with enough mental capacity for you to connect with. But
Too smart for these fucking kids.
You do feel the presence of many living creatures, faint life, and that would reflect these faint life signs. But you're not, for whatever reason, you're not really able to reach into their minds and establish any sort of connection with them.
Okay, can I tell how so many?
You feel like you had found 12 on your scanner readings, and your probings back that data up. You feel about somewhere around 12, yeah.
How are you feeling about this, Loxus?
You know, I'm just ready to start looking around. Like I'm about ready to walk down this hallway.
Maybe we ought to start walking down the hallway. I think you should go first.
I'm ready for that.
Why don't you open up that whatever door is on this?
Yeah. How many doors are there?
So there's just the one door leading out of the transporter room.
All right.
Okay, boop, boop, boop.
We're charging out the door.
All right.
Charging.
Phaser drop. Yeah.
You come out into the hallway. It's an even smaller ship than what you have. So you would say there's probably, let's see, 4 levels to this ship, and it's not an especially long ship. So you come out into the hallway from the transporter room. You look down the hallway, and there's a door to your left, and a door to your right, and then a
what
turbo
level
lift.
is the?
I'm sorry. There's 1, 2, 3 doors to your left, and 1 door to your right, and a turbo lift at the very end of the hall.
Rambo, what level are we on?
You are on, we'll just call it deck 1. I mean, there's 4 decks.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 decks in total. We're on deck 1. Can my psi powers tell me if the
Your psi
life
powers,
is on
that's a
this
good
deck?
question. You rolled a 17, right?
I did.
There are no life signs on this particular level that you can touch with your mind.
And from the schematic I downloaded, what are the other rooms on this level? Anything important?
What's on this deck 1? Other than the transporter room where you just came from, there is a sort of a ready room, a mess hall, the kitchen. Yes, those are the things. There's a mess hall, a kitchen, and sort of, it's not really the ready room because it's not really near the bridge, but it's sort of the captain's. It's not the quarters.
I want to go
The
there.
conference room? We know there's no life on this level. I don't know if you were listening during that part, but you
No.
want to go to the conference room?
Yeah, I want to see if there's any more information in that room. Maybe not through the computer system, maybe, but anything else. Because if there's no scary fucking children in here, I'm cool. Let's search.
Sure, why not? I mean, if someone feels strongly about one thing, like, I don't care.
So you go into this, what looks sort of like the captain's ready room.
Yeah.
All right. So you walk in. This is the sound of the doors make when they open.
Nice.
Obviously.
And something strikes you instantly about this room. It's more like a hunter's den than anything else.
Ooh.
There's mounted creature heads on the wall. It's almost like a collection, a hunter's collection than a conference room, but there is a large table in the middle surrounded by many comfortable chairs.
Are there any bodies?
There are no bodies.
Any plants?
There are some sort of cabinets holding old wine, like bottles of liquor or wine or whatever. I mean, upon closer, you can tell they're alcoholic bottles.
So this is some kind of hang den rather than a conference room,
A
maybe.
man cave.
What you've got is a bunch of dead animals, definitely a conference table, a bunch of comfortable chairs, and some cabinets along the walls that seem to contain liquor from what you can see.
Do I know any of these species in this room?
Yeah, actually, you do.
Is there a Gorn in a glass case?
Right?
Triple.
They are, they are pretty unexotic. They're sort of exotic, non-intelligent species that people might typically hunt, but nothing that spooks you, right? If this were the equivalent today, it would be like a deer's head or a wolf's head or something like that. Still kind of dumb and gross and gnarly, but not really anything like the head of a human man or something like that,
No,
right?
No xenomorphs or predator skeletons,
no.
right?
No, nothing spoopy.
And there's no plants.
There's no what?
No plants.
No plant.
Or plant-like.
If they were, they are long since dead.
Okay. I'm just keeping my eyes out for this 212.
All right, so that was a dead end. I think we should go to the turbo lift.
Yeah, all right, Shaquille. Jeez.
Just no nonsense. It's my character.
It's my character to give you shit.
So, Susie, what level is the bridge on?
The bridge is on. That is the second deck. Deck 2.
Lost this.
Let us go to there.
What?
Okay.
Are you still with us?
Yeah.
She's just
We'll lead the
She's
way.
letting
We're
you-
going to the turbo lift.
Okay, I'm in front.
she's
Eat
letting you
shield
nerds
in
do your
front.
nerd shit.
Yeah, Jesus.
She was eating pistachios in the corner.
Yeah, bored as fuck.
She wished there were some kid ghosts here to kick ass.
Seriously.
Jesus.
Well,
Okay.
we're fixing to find him, girl. Lead us.
Yep. We're going. Go.
Yep, let's go.
All right.
Dark and spooky.
You go up to the second floor, and as you leave the turbo lift, you come into this second hallway, and again, there's two doors. I guess now, since you're facing out of the turbo lift, there's two doors to your right and one door to your left. The door to your left would lead you into the bridge, but immediately when you come out of the turbo lift, what you're faced with is a weird, out of place. You wouldn't see this in a Federation ship for sure. But at the other end of the hallway, opposite of the turbo lift, is this sort of holographic, large image mounted on the wall of a smiling man, a smiling woman, and 2 smiling children. And cradled in the man's arms is a swaddled baby.
Oh, shit.
Are they Deltons?
They are Deltons.
We've got 3 children.
As we walk, do the eyes follow us?
No.
All right.
It's a
well,
holographic
that seems...
family portrait.
Oh, okay.
So we got 2 doors
is
and
it
1
seeming
door.
like this is just somebody's house and not a, like, vessel? Let's go into the bridge.
We don't know much about how Delton ships are run, but you get the feeling that maybe some of these decorations were a retrofit.
Yeah, so something added as a personal touch, perhaps. All right, I feel like we should go to the bridge, but I want to use my psi powers just to see if I feel life on this level.
Give me another Psycraft roll.
Okay, here I go. I got a 15 this time.
That's pretty good still. Nothing. You really don't feel anything.
Oh, fuck. Aloxis, could you open that door to the bridge?
Heck yeah. Open the door to the bridge.
What's that sound like, Susie?
Whoosh! It looks like a bridge. I mean, it's a Delton bridge. It doesn't really, it's not the same Starfleet configuration that you're used to, but you look at it and you're like, yep, that's the bridge to a starship.
No cradles or bunk beds or anything?
No.
A playpen
No.
with some tops and fucking shit?
Nope.
All right.
None of that fucking shit.
I mean, I'm a Starfleet officer and I'm an engineer, so let me just see if I can see if the helm still works, if the engines are running, what happened, why they aren't working.
Yeah, I mean, I'll access any computers I can to see if there's any more information on the bridge. Don't know why
I think
there
you know
would
what
be,
role to
but-
give me.
What?
I think you guys know what role to give me, right?
Computer use?
Computer use.
I'm just looking around.
God, 13
Just
again.
watch our back, Lox.
I am.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Jesus.
You're pistachio.
Susie, I
All you
got...
do is barking orders. Jeez.
You're all the same rank, too.
We're all
So.
lieutenants
the
here.
de facto leader of us.
She
though.
is. She's
Okay,
made
then.
herself a de facto leader.
Just...
You could just punch her
By
anytime.
virtue.
Also why I keep giving her shit.
I mean, if we were on a mission like this, one of us would technically be in charge, yeah?
I don't know. I'm not in Starfleet.
Probably for me.
Susie, who
Or the
did Captain
military,
Rogers
doesn't
leave in charge? I mean, Commander Rogers leave in charge.
Wow.
She wanted you all to work together.
We are. Susie, I got a 16 on my computer usage.
That's pretty good. What are you looking for?
I'm looking to see what happened to the engines, why it stopped working, why it's adrift.
As far as you can tell, nothing really happened to the engines. It's almost just like they just stopped using the ship.
What spoopy reason did they have?
It's not like the warp, they like spiraled out of control.
It works
and
still. Could I fire it up?
It's a little old. They're out of fuel, right? Whatever fuel
You might wake
warp
the
engines
children
use.
if you start the ship.
You would need to
Make
tow
the
it into a starbase to refit it
As
and
far
bring
as I
it
can
up
tell,
to speed.
it's functional.
But yeah, other than just being old and unused and out of juice, it's mostly functional. There was no big battle. There was nothing, nothing tragic or catastrophic that happened to it.
So okay.
Okay, that actually brings to mind, if I can look around, maybe not access the computers. I want to access the computers, but look around and see if there's, I should have thought of this earlier, any signs of distress, any signs of fighting inside, any signs on this bridge of anything weird.
Oh, man, it looks fine.
And we haven't found bodies, right?
No bodies.
No bodies, no signs of struggle, no other life as far as we can tell.
The console. A light on the console.
What's it
lights up.
What's it doing? What's it saying?
Oh, shit.
It's an incoming trend.
Oh,
it's an incoming
no.
communication.
Is it from the Komodo?
No.
No.
Is the call coming from inside the ship?
It's an inner ship communication.
I don't like it.
Answer it. Let's just answer it. I answer it.
Oh, wait.
You
got it.
Loxus answers it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a monster in our house. He's gonna eat our little brother. You have to help us.
Where are you?
And then the call ends.
Can we scan? Can we do anything right now? Shaquille,
Susie.
where'd that come from?
Susie, I'm rolling psi again. I want to see, do I sense fear? Do I sense deception?
Sure.
Oof, I got a 21.
Ooh, that's pretty good. You can reach out to the deck above you, and what you feel on the deck above you is, hold on, let me give you that information. You have a hard time specifying,
My freaking useless ass psi powers.
but
You know I'm
There
highly
is a-
telepathic, right, Susie? I am a Enar. Enar?
Enar.
Correct.
Enar.
And I'll tell you this. The reason why you're having a hard time connecting with these lives is because there's not much to hook into.
Okay.
But on the deck above you, there's plenty of them.
Oh, God.
Well, let's go to there, I guess. Lox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick, I mean, I feel like we ought to do some science because we're Starfleet officers.
Right.
Are there any logs, a computer core, anything
Yes.
that I can
That's what I wanted
download
to look at.
into my tricorder before we go see what the ghosts are doing?
Well, I don't think there's anything for us to document here other than
You
the fact
can.
that we're here.
But
We ought to, right?
Well, I mean, there's nothing, like, there's no information for us to be like, this is what happened with the people, blah, blah.
exactly.
All right.
It's all recorded.
I just, in character, would check, all right? So still nothing,
You found the same thing that Posa found.
which is not anything.
Nothing.
There should be more information, but for whatever reason, there's not.
Okay, so nothing to download, no additional logs, no telemetry, nothing.
I mean, there's telemetry. You can see where the ship went prior to the logs being.
I'll go ahead
from
and
what you can tell
download it
wiped.
into my tricorder
yeah.
in case I need it later. I'm downloading the telemetry and just the whole log into my tricorder. Anything that's there, even if there's nothing past what we already downloaded, I'm just going to go ahead and grab it.
Is there a
JIC.
record of the last, like, planet they went to or asteroid they visited?
Yes.
What's that?
It's a nondescript planet that they were studying.
Okay.
Not habited by intelligent life forms. You know, just full of interesting flora and fauna.
Do we got a planet name?
It doesn't have so much a name as just a designation.
Sure.
It's one of those. It's like one of the billion planets that researchers research that they don't bother assigning a name to because they're not really that interesting.
Planet
It's-
789.
Yeah. You know, it's class M for the most part, right? It can sustain people. It's not great. What they decided was that it wasn't good for a long-term settlement, but there was some interesting life on the planet worth studying for a little bit.
Did we get the impression that this is where they discovered SS-212?
Yeah.
There's not any logs about discovering SS-212 there.
All right.
Okay.
Lox,
Yep.
it's down to you.
Let's go.
I have one more question. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Science!
According to the schematics of the ship, where is the science lab? Is there a lab?
Science lab. It's a good question.
Is it above us? Is it on the floor?
Now a sauna.
The science lab
Do Delton ships always have a science lab? Are we sure?
This is the science vessel.
The science lab
They were doing the science.
is on the 5th deck.
There's no 5 decks. You said 4.
I did.
Oh, fuck. Is it a ghost deck?
It's a ghost deck.
But from what you can tell, you have the schematics. There's 4 decks.
Jesus fucking.
But there is
Shit.
information about a scientific room, a science lab, that doesn't match up with the schematics of the 4th decks you have, which leads you to believe that there is a 5th deck on the ship.
Okay.
That the computer lied to us.
I don't like it.
Well, that's spoopy, but Lox,
Let's
I'm
go
a
there.
I'm a Starfleet officer, and I
Lox.
don't give in to fear. So
So let's
Lofty
find this
Loxus.
5th deck.
Come out.
Yes?
4.
no, wait. We found that there's plenty of life above us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
3. Let's go to deck 3.
All right. Okay, all right. Deck 3 it is.
There's, I mean, I ain't gonna tell you how to play your D&D,
Hey,
Okay.
but there are
as your
there
leader.
are there are 2 whole halves of these decks, the deck below you and the deck you're currently on, that you didn't even look in.
I tried, and I'm denied.
Hey. Let me just.
I'm not saying there's anything good in those rooms. It just
All
might be a
right.
waste of your time, but
Dungeon
I'm just
Master.
saying.
Why don't you just metagame a little and tell me what the other 2 rooms are on deck 2?
So on the deck, first floor, the decks you skipped were the kitchen and the mess hall. No big deal, right? In your mind.
Supposedly.
On the second floor, your schematics, you have them. It'll tell you that they are the
computer core. Would it be the core?
Yes, the computer core, science stations, things like that. Not the science lab, not the medical lab, not any labs, but just definitely the scientific core of the ship.
What's the other room?
Personal quarters. So one room is the largest room is sort of the core and the science air.
Susie, how do you feel about us splitting up? That's bad for gaming, right?
Well, you're gonna both want to be with Loxus when shit goes bad.
Oh.
I know, but as far as I know, there's no life on this floor, yeah?
As far as you know, yeah.
I
don't think we need to go down to the kitchen or anything.
I don't feel like we
No.
need to backtrack, but maybe
No.
we should check out both crew quarters and the computer core.
I agree.
And maybe we should send Loxus on her own to check out crew quarters while we science in
How
the
close
computer core.
are...
They're very close to each other.
Okay.
They're not very far from each other at all. These 2 different rooms.
I mean, I'm just thinking of if we were watching an episode of Star Trek, they wouldn't one by one, all 3 of
agree.
them, check out the rooms.
Okay.
Especially if we were aware there was no life on this deck. I want to see what's in the rooms, but I don't want to waste time.
Loxus.
Lox, how do you feel about that?
I feel like I'd be all right. A little worried about you two.
All right.
I have my garage door opener. I'm fine. I'm gonna.
The key fob?
I'll fucking.
Oh no, you got the garage door
button
opener.
them. I'll press the big button.
My remote control. Okay, yeah, I'm good
All
with
right.
that.
Okay. So,
All right, we'll do with Loxus. We'll do with Loxus first because we're not gonna allow Loxus time yet.
Yeah, okay.
You want to check out the personal quarters?
Sure.
No, but I will.
I'll go rummage through people's shit.
There you go.
Let's do this.
It's a very unspectacular personal quarters. Contains a pair of, twins. In Discovery, it's kind of like that room in Discovery. It's got the 2 beds on each side, sort of twin size beds with the crates, for keeping your personal shit.
Mm-hmm.
And some old uniforms hanging from hooks, sort of on the edge.
How old is everything dusty?
Everything's very dusty. These uniforms are actually remarkably in one piece. It's probably because there's not a lot of, like, moths in the ship, right? But everything's very dusty in here. Nothing's been in here for a very long time.
Is there anything I can't see? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, you said there are there lockers? Are there closets?
I hate to do this to you, but this room is really... There's nothing in it.
There's actually nothing in it. Okay.
There's actually nothing in this room.
You
I'm so
bitch.
sorry.
All right. Super.
Yay, lost it.
I'm going to go
what
pee.
You can tell, what you can tell is this is an old crew's quarters, and it hasn't been touched in hundreds of years.
What are
Right.
the
Fancy.
But what are the uniforms? Are they anything we recognize, or are they just sort of like cover up?
Again, I don't know if any of you have specialized in Deltan space exploration history. They do look sort of an older style, uniform makeup. They kind of remind you of old Starfleet uniforms, but there's nothing spectacular or interesting about them.
Do they
Do they
appear
have
to
any
be for
names on?
adults?
Yes, they're for adults.
Do they have any names on them?
They do, and they're not.
Anything we care about?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could make up some names, but they're
They're not
really that interesting. They're basically just crew.
okay.
Crew.
They're not the family like that's in the picture.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Tough.
You know the family.
Yeah,
You know the names of the family, and these people are not related to them.
when we saw the hologram of the family, were they in these uniforms? Similar uniforms?
No, actually, they were not. They were in traditional Deltan dress.
So just civilian clothes.
Browns and
Yeah.
beige and brown.
They looked like they were probably dressed up for some Deltan festival.
Oh.
One of those. I mean, people always get dressed up for those portraits in their best, right?
Sure.
For whatever festival or event is happening.
Right.
So,
All right, so are we cutting the scene back to us? What do we find?
yeah. You guys are in the computer core, and there are... It's a ton of computer stations in Deltan, not in English, but, thanks to your training, you've already accessed a lot of the computer core through the terminals, but there is at the end or the back of this room, there seems to be sort of the desk of someone who might oversee the engineers and the sciencers.
The sciences.
The scientists.
Sciencer.
Yes. Sort of a commander type position. There's a desk back there.
Does this room look also like nobody's been in here in forevs?
Yeah, nobody's been in here for a long time. A lot of dust when you walk in. I guess, is dust a thing?
Is it in space?
Spaceships?
I mean, I guess probably not because of
there's-
environmental controls,
Well, if
Right.
there's like,
but it would be
human-
stale.
It would be.
I feel like there's got to be some sort of film.
The ship hasn't been running its environmental controls at full power, so
Yeah.
there has been a lot of stuff that might have been in the air because people brought it over when they came off ships, things like that, just sort of settled. So it's not dusty exactly, but it is stale. There's
Right.
not like a good airflow.
It'd probably be really
There's a-
obvious to us if we're on a
Yes.
ship normally that has active environmental controls. It would probably
Yep.
be really obvious that no one's been in here for a while.
It is. It is very obvious to all of you that this is. I mean, it matches your initial impression of a ship that has been adrift in space for a long time.
Okay. So I guess I go over to that desk carefully.
All right. You don't have to roll me any sort of search check because nothing is. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff on it. There's a pad on top of it, and. Deanna, if you're dinking around on the computer terminals,
Yeah.
there's a lot of information just basically on Deltan research.
Okay.
Do we see anything about SS-212?
No.
What's the pad say?
The pad is actually locked and encrypted.
I'm just going to take it with me. If I can't, can I roll to crack it?
Yeah, somebody might have this. Knowledge technology is going to be what you want to roll. So whoever has knowledge technology, give me that
I got
roll.
a 3, a plus 3
I've
to
got
that.
2, so.
Okay, I'll do it. Ooh, yeah, 21.
That's pretty good. You realize that you don't fight with it for very long, actually. You realize that the idiot who encrypted this pad
Fucking idiot.
really chose they did the ABC D1234
Is the password God?
Yeah, the password's password. And what you actually find is an access key. You recognize it as sort of an access password key, but it doesn't tell you what it's for.
Well, I'm just going to pocket that.
Cool.
Yep.
This is real Resident Evil. Are we ready to go collect We found the clock chime that we're going to later have to hang in the clock to get into the door.
And the computers don't tell us anything new.
Someone give me you're kind of looking around. Give me an investigate check. I know Danny doesn't have anything in investigate. Deanna,
I do.
you?
Yeah.
DD, go.
That beautiful D20. Oh, jeez.
Girl,
Yeah.
don't let me down. Investigate for me, please.
But it's a 5.
Okay. I'm
Oh.
also roll. Oof, it's an 8, but still better than hers.
Well, Lox isn't in the room. Loxus, are you back yet?
I've been crunching on.
Oh, here she is.
Oh.
Roll
yeah, I'm here.
Loxus walks into the room where you guys are, because there was nothing really interesting in her room.
Nope.
Right? We'll just say that you walk in, because your room was a total bust.
Yep.
These nerds are looking around. You want to give me an investigation roll?
Sure.
You probably don't have anything in investigation.
I don't. 3.
Okay. This room's great. It's exactly as it appears, and there's nothing else to see.
Oh, man.
But you did find that key.
Okay, well, we don't know that we did bad because we did bad, so
I
I
know.
guess we should just head to the turbo lift. Lox?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to go to the turbo lift all the time.
She wanted to go to the turbo lift twice.
I wanted to go to the turbo lift
to kick
since we got here.
something's ass.
Yeah,
I want
she's
to
been
fuck
waiting.
or fight. I don't care which.
All right.
Just got to get you there.
Let's do it.
All
What's
right.
your character in our other campaign? Come on.
It's like my character.
True.
Born this way.
Hey, I get to do whatever I want in D&D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
That's
should
what I
be
wanna
fucking
do.
fight, obviously.
What I want to do.
I'm down. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know I'm down.
All right. So you go up the turbo lift to the 4th, and as you know, the final deck.
Wait.
Right?
No. We're on,
Oh, 3rd.
we're on 2,
I'm sorry.
Third. Yeah.
and we go
I'm
to
sorry.
3.
You go to the 3rd deck. I'm sorry. I jumped way ahead. Whew. And this is the floor that you know has
Life.
some life signs.
Apparently life sign. Creepy.
So you walk out into the hallway, and this hallway's a little bit different, because instead of just having the hallway go to the end and nothing, I mean just it stops, you have some doors to the left, some doors to the right, and then actually some doors to the front of you.
Does my schematic show doors on the front?
Yes, the door in front of you is the bathroom. The door to your right is the Captain Tobbs family quarters, and the door to the left is what the poop.
I feel like if we go into the family's quarters, there's gonna be dead bodies.
Oh yeah, and so the door to the left is another servant's quarters, another crew member's quarters.
Crew, aka servants. Okay, so there's a door on the left, servants' quarters. In front of us, potty. On the right,
Dead
A
bodies.
potty and storage room.
potty and storage room, and then on the right is the family room.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rolling psi again.
God damn you and your son.
Ugh, damn it, I only got an 8 this time, but I'm on the deck with them. What do I feel about them?
It doesn't give you any more information You know that there is...
As an Enar, I'm not supposed to read people's minds without their knowledge, but...
That's why you really haven't been reading anyone's minds. You've just been sort of like checking them out, right? Yeah.
Just reaching out, doing a little feeling.
My personal code not to, without consent, read people's minds, though I could do at any
You,
point.
here on this floor, you feel one faint set of brain patterns
Behind door number.
to the left,
So in the
which
crew
is
quarters.
the crew quarters.
Okay.
Quarters it is.
Well, let's go there first.
Flurp.
Everybody,
Open that door.
draw your phasers. Be on your guard.
Oh, phasers have been motherfucking out.
I know. I'm just saying. Let's point them in the relevant direction.
Okay.
Got him pointed.
Okay, here we go.
Let's open that door.
What's the door sound like, Susie?
Whoosh. The air is stale in the room, like many others. And what you first notice is that in addition to this apparently being crew quarters, it also apparently looks like a nursery.
Oh, God.
Like a baby nursery?
Like a baby's nursery.
Oh.
What you see a queen-size-esque bed in the middle, sort of against the far wall, and also a crib.
Ugh. Ugh.
Is there a
Crib.
rocking chair?
Is it
There's the future equivalent of a rocking chair.
Oh, God.
You know, it's really one of those rad new rocking chairs where it doesn't actually rock, it like glides.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it's
Yeah.
like a wave. Actually, it undulates.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ride it.
If you got a dildo
So-
on that, you could.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sorry.
It's like, yeah,
No, you're
it's like a fuck machine, right?
Yeah.
A child.
Like
Yeah.
next to the baby's bed.
Oh,
You don't know how the Deltons are, right?
I don't know how the dolphins
Lock
are.
this. Look in the crib. I don't want to do it.
But do we see people or what could be people or a life at all?
You don't see anything, but do you approach the crib?
sure.
As you approach the crib, you suddenly become aware of a figure standing about 3 feet away from you. The figure doesn't seem like it's completely there. And it raises its hand out toward you. And I want you guys to roll for initiative.
Oh, so creepy.